don't start shit if you ain't ready to get hit.
Well, allow me to drop some knowledge.
We have to disagree. I saw that Sailor Moon outfit.
Look at Princess Leia over here.
Yeah, he got it. What's up?
What up? Feels good to be back on this.
Hi, I had a boring day. How was your day?
It was boring. What work is fun nowadays? No work. No job is fun. But you gotta make that money. You gotta make that money.
I hear that.
Facts. So how you been? How you doing? I see Baby Yoda shirt, like you ready. All I got is diabetes.
Gotta represent. I'm not having a good day because I've been in pain all day and I couldn't get much work done, but it is my day off, but I don't really get those because I'm always working on when you're an entrepreneur and working on business, on the days I have off from the regular 9 to 5 job,
I hear you.
What's up, my BMF army? Your favorite Jedi, the BMF goddess. Here, joined by my co-host, Jay, returning co-host. Most of you know him. Say what's up.
What up? What up, everyone? It's good to be back. Oh my God, every time we do a show, we do a podcast, it is the best time of my life. This is like the best side jobs that we do, and I love it. I love interacting. I love doing interviews. We love interviewing other friends that we have. It's awesome. It's awesome. And especially every topic we talk to, we always be on point. This is something I always look forward to. When she's like, yo, Jay, we got to do a show tonight. I'm in. Count on me.
And you didn't remind me, so I forgot to do what you asked me to do.
It's all good. I'm on public, so everyone knows I did it on purpose.
Shout outs to the beautiful Miss Rose. Thank you for joining us.
Shout out to all of them. I see a guy named Derek. I see a guy named Flyboy.
Everybody.
I see my boy. I know.
Questions, anything you want to say, you already know the deal. Just write your comment. I have 2 open spaces. It was supposed to be 4 of us tonight. Forgive me for that. Sometimes shit happens. So if you have anything to say, I'm willing to take anybody on camera. Let me know. Definitely pertaining to the subject, of course, okay? So May the 4th, guys. For me, I like to call myself a sweaty. For those that don't know, sweaty is a term used for people like us who are into the nerd shit, comics, movie franchises, video gaming, all that type of stuff that fits in that criteria. I'm definitely a big sweaty. Star Wars, I love it. I know a lot of people that do love it as well, but I know a lot of people who haven't even watched one movie or anything pertaining to the Star Wars franchise. So that's fine as well. This is going to be fun for everybody. And for those who've never really gotten into the franchise, I definitely suggest it.
I suggest it, or just go kill yourself.
Movies, I don't think so. I honestly think, being that I've watched the originals as a child, this definitely hits different when you're an adult watching it for the first time. So I would say
Facts.
that you should watch the prequels before you watch the
Start watching the new
original,
ones. Yeah.
because it kind of leads the story straight through. Um, so I'm just gonna, basically sum up the what is May the 4th. May the 4th is a reference to the classic line used by rebels throughout the story of Star Wars, which is May the 4th be with you. You guys who watch my podcast all the time, all my episodes, I end it with May the 4th be with
Be
y'all.
with you.
That's where I get it from. Just the
Facts.
fandom thing, So the day has been around since 1978, the year after the first Star Wars movie. Um, it just kind of became a thing because of that line. So May the 4th has been a pretty long time now, you know.
Yep.
That's where that's from. Jay, how do you feel about the Star Wars franchise? What are some of your favorite movies or things about it?
Oh man, growing up watching Star Wars was something I think everybody from our generation enjoyed a lot, especially, the three original ones from the 70s to the 80s. Um, it was different. It elevated a franchise of movies of a strong imaginations. Like, yo, like, are you telling me the year 3000, the year 4000, we're gonna be living out of space, having wars? Like, it gave you that mindset, like how, like, it gave you an imagination how the future will look like. Like, oh,
Right.
these people got special powers. Like, I get to move shit with my hands. I get to fight people with lightsabers. It's a dream. It's a dream that George Lucas, the man that created the franchise, he gave kids what kids need nowadays, an imagination to chase over imagination that could be realistic, and that's what Star Wars represents for us. Like, that's what Star Wars represents me. I love it. Return of the Jedi was definitely one of my top favorite ones. So when I saw that,
Yes.
I'm just like, damn, what
Why is
the
he your
fuck?
favorite? Why is he one of your favorites?
Well, the reason why I love Return of the Jedi because like when we saw the Star Wars, like the first one, it was cool. It started following not just one person, but it started following all the other cast, all the other characters, like Han Solo with Chewbacca. They started following Luke, and they started following Prince. Like backstories of them, just their solo. But Return of the Jedi, it went deep to their life, like their stories, like what was the reason why they were born. So, and everybody knows, even as a wrestling fan or anything that has a deep cover story of any franchise movie, I get hooked on it. I get really glued on it. You started seeing the emotions, especially when it comes to the past of Darth Vader with Obi-Wan. Like you see the emotion of what those two going through, and Obi connected that same emotion with Luke, and knowing that it was this, like that's when we started realizing the same bloodline of Darth and Luke, and that's why Return of the Jedi was to me was amazing because it showed the deep emotion.
I see those videos on YouTube just be making me cry. I can't watch them.
Oh man, that Obi-Wan made me cry. The moment I saw that battle with Darth, it made me cry because if you guys understand the emotion of that story, you can tell Darth Vader is like, I just killed the man that raised me. I just killed the man that taught me how to fight, taught me how to use the power, even though he went to the Sith, even though he went to the dark side. He had to do it. It's a have to do it type of situation, but you could tell he didn't want to. He did it with remorse, but at no remorse, if that makes sense to you. And it
Yeah.
made me cry because it made you cry because Obi, and what people don't realize when you started seeing the new franchise from the 2000s to the 2005 ones, what people don't realize is that Obi and Yoda, the storyline of those two and those original three, it connected that we needed influencers. And that was the
Mhm.
big emotion about Return of the Jedi. It showed the influence that some people could have impact to. You can have, like, for instance, it relates to in a way that I could have a coach in MMA, and he influenced me to be better, not just as a fighter, but be better as a person. And that's what Obi literally showed Luke and passed it on to Yoda. And Yoda showed that way how to be the best Jedi in,
Um,
in the world.
Royalty son was born on May 4th. With May the Force be with ya.
Yeah, happy
And
birthday to your
also
son.
you and him. What an awesome birthday. That's dope.
That is an awesome birthday.
That is your son is gonna be the chosen one.
He is, yo. Kill every fucking corruption ass people in this world in 20 years from now.
I think one of the biggest things about Star Wars is how much it has affected culture in general. Like it's been the groundwork for so many movies after it. There's always the classic good versus evil. And if you look at a lot of movies that we see, like it's the story's in there. The story's
Mm-hmm.
in and it just, it's become really iconic for a
It
movie
has.
that had low budget back when it came out, to blow up as big as it did. Now,
I
when it
forgot.
initially came out, it actually, it didn't do spectacular. It wasn't until a little while later where it started to, grow its fandom. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like I don't have problems with the new trilogy that came out, recently over the years before the pandemic. I didn't had an issue with it.
The
Um,
sky was
it was more, I looked at it in a way like it had to continue because if you really think about it, the original three gave you a little bit of a cliffhanger, like what is Luke's path now? Like what is Princess Leia's path now? What is Han Solo's path? So what's gonna happen after all these years? Now that they defeated Dar, they defeated the what's this guy's name? I always forget his name.
prophecy.
Yeah, like, what's next? So that's what the three new ones basically went forward with. It showed what happened after. It showed
What happened
basically of
led up to it.
yeah, but it didn't live up to the hype. I'm gonna be honest. It really, as a fan, you want to watch it because you want to get curious of what's going on. But I think it has to do with a generational thing. I think it's because we grew up with the old ones and we got so attached to that. We literally didn't get hyped up too much with the new ones because it didn't, it was good, but it didn't give that spark that the
Right.
original three did. The original three showed us like, oh shit, like that's crazy. Like,
And
oh
much,
damn, and then
much
then
like
again,
everything, they fucked up some shit. Like they do in Marvel movies. They don't exactly stick to. But I think it was good for what it was. There are things I
hmm
didn't like, of course. There were things a lot of fans didn't like. I mean, there were some of the movies that the fans downright hated, but I'm still thankful for all of them. I'm just gonna run down Star Wars for those who will be watching and know nothing about it. Um, and then we could move on to other movie franchises.
facts.
So Star Wars. Star Wars is an American epic space opera multimedia franchise created by George Lucas, which began in the eponymous 1977 film and quickly became a worldwide pop culture phenomenon. The franchise has been expanded into various films and other media, including television series, video games, novels, comic books, theme park attractions, and theme areas, compromising an all-encompassing fictional universe. In 2020, its total value was estimated at 70 billion, and the fifth highest grossing media franchise of all time. Star Wars depicts the adventures of characters a long, long time away in a galaxy far, far away, in which humans and many species of aliens, often humanoid, coexist with robots, typically referring to the films as droids, who may assist them in the daily routine space travel between planets is common due to light speed, hyperspace technology, mystical power known as the Force, which is where May the Fourth came from, is described in the original film as an energy field created by all living things that binds the galaxy together. Through training and meditation, those who the Force is strong with, like the goddess, are able to perform various superpowers, such as telekinesis, precognition, telepathy, and manipulation of the physical energy.
How you know it's a real show.
By two knightly orders, the Jedi, the peacekeepers of the Republic, and you have the Sith, who use the dark side by manipulating fear and aggression. There you go.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty Star Wars in a nutshell. If you didn't catch that, just rewind it later. But that's just a short, pretty much overall on what the Star Wars franchise is about. And definitely check it out, guys, if you haven't. And for those fans out there, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi coming. A new Disney series. I'm super hyped for that.
I'm actually hyped to see that.
Did you see the trailer? Oh my god!
And they're bringing back the actor that played the one from episode 1 and 2 and 3. Supposedly, I think it's the same guy.
Right.
So I'm excited for that. I want to see how he does.
Royalty is actually my real name. I don't mind telling you. You can DM me. I'll tell you. I don't really put most of the people I'm cool with know my real name, but I don't really put it on Instagram like that. I don't even put it on YouTube. So
You know why? Because we don't kayfabe our damn fucking shows. All right, people. We use a different name for a reason.
I don't really do, governments unless, somebody's okay with that. Like Jay. He's a fighter and he goes by Jay or his fighting name, which also he's gonna be fighting again. I mean, for those of my watchers who have followed Jay in the previous times he was here, he is in the MMA business and he has a fight coming up. I'm super hyped for that as well.
Thank you. I'm excited. I think I feel more motivated about it now than I was last year. Like last year, I was motivated, but it wasn't like 100% there because I was just too many distractions, too many personal demons. But now it's more like, oh, I'm aiming for that now. Like now I want it. And don't let my age fool you. I'm still in my primes. All right.
Right. You young. Shut up.
All right. But I'm hyped.
We're gonna get into some of the highest grossing movie franchises of all time. I'm gonna just throw some out there, Jay. You tell me how you feel about those.
Bet. Let's go.
At the absolute very, very number one spot in the world at fucking over $25 billion is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU. You can't top this. They're in the number one spot for a reason. I mean, not just the numbers say it all, but the amount of people who are satisfied and hype about these movies that are fucking stand in line forever to get tickets.
I'm one of them.
The MCU is definitely the bomb.
Sorry to interrupt you, can I?
Has done well, but overall, it's been a great ride, I say.
Yeah. Can I say this though? Anybody, I just want to say this right now, even though I know some of you dickheads are gonna fucking do it anyway. Please, for the love of God, do not spoil Doctor Strange that's coming out this weekend. Give people at least 2 weeks of a chance for them to see it. Y'all spoil it, I'm kicking you on the fucking nuts.
You can say so many things that are not specific. I
Like
like it.
say it was good. Say I like it. Oh, yo, everybody gotta see it. I don't mind that. If not, keep your mouth shut.
The movie's gonna be dope. And you know they're gonna have oh my god, I think what was it? They're gonna have Lady Thor in it. I think right?
Nah, Lady Thor is for Thor: Love and Thunder. That's the new one that's coming out.
I wanna see
What
that.
what Doctor Strange is gonna have is the Illuminati, which is Professor X, Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic, and I forgot the two others that's gonna be part of it. So it's gonna be great.
Sick, I can't wait. Oh my god.
I'm hyped for that.
I was
But
like
yeah,
that for Spider-Man, and you know, for those of you who don't know, Spider-Man's my absolute favorite superhero on the planet. I've been a fan since I was a kid, and yeah, the last movie definitely hit for me. I loved it. It was
oh yeah, the last
magical.
one was amazing. Spider-Man. I think this Spider-Man that I just passed, I feel like out of all of the Spider-Man franchise, this absolute takes the top one. Like I love Tom Holland. Don't get me wrong. He's to me he was a good Spider-Man. But like if I had to choose my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time before the last one came out, it had to be Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. Because that was just to me that was unbelievable. That was still one of my favorite ones out of the Spider-Man franchise. I nothing to throw shade of Andrew Garfield. I think he did pretty good, but I know they kind of did him dirty in that franchise. But for them to do this one, the final third one for Tom Holland, it blew it off the park. It was time. The timing was perfect. The plot was not rushed. The plot took its detail by detail, and that's what I enjoy MCU. The MCU literally takes a sweet time with all those type of movies, and those movies definitely deserve a lot of credit, especially what they did with Spider-Man. And I know Doctor Strange is definitely going to top it. I know Thor is going to definitely top it because Thor is doing amazing now.
Whoa, those are fighting words. Come on, they're gonna do well, all of them.
They're going to do well. They're going to do very well. So MCU never going to disappoint.
Tom Holland is it. It's Sony that needs help. Terrible. Sony and DC.
Mm-hmm. Definitely them. Especially DC. DC definitely needs a lot of help.
So Marvel's at the top. Star Wars is actually second. Spider-Man is third. We just brought up Spider-Man, so I'll go to the fourth, which is Harry Potter. How you feel about Harry? Have you watched all the movies?
I seen them. I'm gonna be honest. I was not a trending kid when it came to Harry Potter. Like I enjoyed the first four, but it just I feel like the first three were kind of rushed because they came out almost a year differently. And it was good. I think my favorite Harry Potter and out of all of them was The Chamber of Secrets. That was one of my favorite. Like I could watch that every day. But I just like I know I'm gonna have followers watching this video and they're gonna fucking curse me out for saying this. I think Harry Potter got overhyped after the fifth to the sixth, and then the Deathly Hallow Part 1, Part 2. It really didn't. To me, it didn't live up the hype that I thought it would. Like the book was incredible. Don't get me wrong. The books were like
No.
like more
They were
detailed and more graphic because they said that what was it the half what was it called?
the Prince.
Yeah, the book of that was fucking dark. Like, because I ended up because that was during the time when iPod was the shit. So instead of reading the book, my cousin ended up downloading the audio tape, and I ended up putting it in my iPod, and I started listening to the audio tape. Like I started reading the book like that, and literally it was very good. It was very dark. It had a lot of details of like how Dumbledore and Professor Snape was, like the relationship of those two. It was really good, but it's just I don't like. I'm more of a person. I'll watch the fifth, so Deathly Hollow Part Two. I think to me, I can only watch it one time. You will not see me watch it multiple times. Like maybe you'll see me watch multiple times, like Chamber of Secrets, or Prison of Azkaban. Like you'll probably see me watch that maybe more than twice. But the rest, just a one-time thing. I don't see the hype of it. I'm sorry for all you Harry Potter fans. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. This is how I feel. All right.
I don't blame you. Definitely, I feel like Harry Potter is an acquired taste, so to speak. Um, and if you're starting off, from the beginning, it's definitely a little harder again at our age because it was more kiddie at the beginning, and so they start growing up and it gets more serious. The
Yeah.
whole story of them getting to even, fight this guy kind of drags along. Those are
hmm
things that I don't particularly like the most. So I definitely understand. And for it to be number 4, when honestly, I think that Lord of the Rings should be up there. Lord of the Rings is definitely, in my eyes, a way
If I had
better.
to, I agree with you 100%. If I had to pick one of the other two franchises, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite. I can literally watch all those movies, even though they're like 3 hours
I
long.
know.
I could sit down and watch them.
Garlic
So,
and The Hobbit.
hmm they deserve to be in the top, like definitely the top four. Like I get it. There's a lot of Harry Potter fans. Like now that they open up that new Harry Potter store in Manhattan and people go to there. But if I had to pick, like everybody asked me, if I had to pick the two franchise between Star Wars and Harry Potter, I literally tell them like Star Wars hands down, because Star Wars is the beginning of a childhood like myself having imaginations, having
No, it's the
that
father. It's the
that
birth.
child. Harry Potter came right after my generation. Like when Harry Potter came out, I was already in that transformation of becoming a teenager already. So we
Right.
started liking other things. You know, it didn't caught my attention. Don't get me wrong. I read the first three books
True
and
though.
started.
My
So
younger sister, she was like super into it. I used to make fun of her all the time, like, "Oh, you like Harry Pothead," and stupid shit like that. And then one day, I was forced to watch a movie because I was at work and I had a group of children I was working with. We were taking them to the movies, and it
mhm.
just happened to be the second to last Harry Potter movie. And from that movie, I was like, I gotta watch all of them. I love this so much, and I felt so. I told my sister, I was like, "Hey, I like it." I stopped thinking after that, but
No,
that's how I got into it. I started
and,
from
and
the.
and the funny story is that's what happened to me too. Like after I saw the fourth one, I was like, like that was it. Like to me, I felt like the bad guy won. Like that's it. Like what's Harry gonna do now? But then like I got forced to see all of them by my cousin. And mind you, these are cousins that are older than me. So you can just imagine how I felt. I'm like, damn it, I'm fucking younger than them. I'm only 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. And I gotta follow 25 to a 27-year-old to make me watch a movie that they're too old for. But you know, listen, I'm too old for Star Wars, but I love Star Wars. So I was ignorant at the time. But I was dragged to watch most of them because my cousin, he was the big genius, like how I am now. He knew how to stream. So he knows I won't go to the movies to watch it. So he would stream all those movies. We started watching all of them, and it came out decent. Like I said, I like it. I like how it ended. I like it all, but it's just I'm not one of those diehard fans. You wouldn't see me wear a Gryffindor or Slytherin thing on my fucking sweater and shit. Like you won't see me wear none of that. If you do, kill me because I took some good drugs that day for me to do that shit because I wouldn't do it. But that's in my
So
opinion.
another movie franchise, which is
Please
it's
say
more
it.
like a series because it's only three. It's three movies,
Please say it.
but one of my absolute favorites in the
Please say it.
world, The
Please say it.
Godfather. Yeah, The
It was one of
Godfather.
the two. It was one of the two you were gonna say, and I'm like, I hope it's one of, I hope it was both of them, but I was hoping for one or the other.
Now you could bring up the next movie. Um,
Oh,
The Godfather's just godlike. There's no. I can't say that everybody in the world is a fan.
that man won many Oscars. That man won really many Oscars.
First of
Fucking love
all,
that guy.
the guy is a fucking genius. I mean,
Fucking love that.
if you know anything behind the movie, you know he wasn't even like that. He did that whole, you know,
And
wait,
before,
he did
and
that
then
all every day. He was stuffing cotton in his cheeks just so that he could make that role.
he had he had cupcakes in his cheeks. He had cupcakes in his cheeks. But if people don't understand The Godfather, I'm just letting you guys know now. That's how Al Pacino truly got noticed. I'm not saying fuck Scarface because I love Scarface, but people be like, "Oh, but Scarface made Al Pacino." The Godfather 1, 2, and 3 made Al Pacino the actor he is now. So
He was phenomenal. Like there's
mm,
no just how you know precise he was with the character and making you feel the character. It's an art form. Acting
wait,
is definitely an art form, and when it's done really well like that,
and I'm just letting y'all know now. That's what New York was dealing with in the 70s and 80s with these Italian mobs. It was insane. Like I hear stories from my uncles, my father. They run shit, and that movie shows ideas how they were running shit. Like when I see an Italian, I literally in on my thoughts in Queens, I see an Italian guy in Queens. I'm like, my man's, um, what up? You know, you're nervous because you don't know who they're connected with because these people are still around, and that's the thing that people don't know about. They still around, and The Godfather proves it. They never die.
they just you know you're not out there like before.
But they hiding.
Niggas
In the
like John
shadows.
Carter. Matter of fact, used to think that being in the media was cool. Nobody liked that.
Nobody like that. And look at that. And his grandson, John Gotti's grandson, he's an MMA fighter himself and one of the most badass motherfuckers. But he doesn't use the name as a publicity. He uses his style. He uses his skills. And he's a fucking badass dude. I've seen him compete a couple times and he's dangerous. My age too. 32 years old and he's fucking people up.
Do they have anything online, like videos of him?
Yeah, they should. It's John Gotti the third. Just write that John Gotti the third's fights, and you will start seeing clips. And he's a monster, and he's jacked. Like he makes MMA fighters look like amateurs.
Wow. So what's the movie you were thinking of?
Jurassic Park.
Oh, and they're coming out with a new one.
Yo, you can't go wrong.
Max.
You can't go wrong without the Jurassic Park franchise. Can't go wrong with that. I'm mad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm mad that's not the top 4 as well. I'm so mad about that because the first one, amazing, amazing. It makes you really think that dinosaurs really fucking could come back to life.
Right.
Like incredible, incredible. And the new one, oh, you know I have to see it. The trailer is bringing back childhood memories with Dr. Grant and Ellie and Jeff Goldman and his character.
Oh.
Oh man, I'm excited for that. That's something like Jurassic Park was definitely one of my top childhood movies.
What about Rocky? Rocky's one of my favorites.
Oh man, Rocky. I'm gonna be honest. The Rocky franchise is one of the main top reasons why me and my father wanted to be fighters. Because
Really?
of because my father was a big boxing guy in Peru and he admitted it. It was because of Rocky tells you a story, not just as a it's not just a fight movie. It tells you a story of a guy that came from nothing and had nothing. He had to hustle to make ends meet, became one of the greatest heavyweight boxers in the story, and came up and became the top guy to do it all. And he was an underdog. He was a nobody and proved to people that he belonged in one of the greatest boxers in the movie, like not in real life, but in the movie. So it
Right.
gave influence, especially people like me that had nothing. But we pushed our limits to become someone the way how Rocky did. And the Rocky franchise was awesome. I'm not gonna talk about the fifth one because the fifth one was a bomb. The fifth
Mhm.
one was a bomb. That shit made no sense at all. Um, if
Mhm.
I had to pick my favorite out of all of them, the second one was the best one. Like the first one
That's
was
my
great.
favorite. Yeah.
The
Mm-mm.
first one was great, but the second one shows that he got another shot. He got another chance, but this time he had to go all out, and he went all out to become a champion.
Paul, Paulie used to make me laugh all the time, man. Mm-mm.
Paulie was a scumbag, but a funny scumbag.
He was funny as hell.
But yeah, Rocky was awesome, and I definitely I know a lot of people criticized it, but if you think about it, it just shows a real life version of David and Goliath when Rocky Four came out. I think Rocky Four is my second favorite Rocky film because it shows that what would happen if you meet a fictional, unbeatable monster that even has the skill set of a boxer. What can you do to a guy like that?
Yeah.
And and
Thank you,
it's
Big Al. He said I look awesome. Thank you.
always.
I'm on my Leia flow, my Princess Leia flow.
I hope all of y'all are fans of us and also followers of BMF. And if it's some of my people, cool. And if it's someone that me and BMF don't know who it is, I got a fresh idea who the fuck y'all are. But it's alright though. I'm not hating. But that's what I like. I like about the fact that Rocky showed that anything is possible and the underdog can always get the job done if he works hard. Especially with the Creed movies. The two Creed movies were amazing stories.
Mhm.
I think I enjoyed more the first one than the second one. Because the second one, I feel like I got dragged out with the whole him getting revenge,
Definitely better, yeah. They're
of him
supposed to
getting.
be. They're making three.
Oh,
They
are they
confirmed.
really?
Yeah, they
Okay.
confirmed.
All right. Don't get me
I
wrong.
think,
Michael B. Jordan is doing his thing, man. But if I had to pick out of the two, the first one was the best one.
I think it's gonna be something with him and his kid.
That would be crazy.
Sal says, "Why was there a freaking robot in Rocky Four?"
Yo, look. If you think about it, he was a robot because he was in the first original Universal Soldier. Dolph Lundgren was the villain in Universal Soldier, the first one. So technically, he was a robot. But yo,
Mhm.
but that movie was crazy because it just, dude, like a guy that could punch 1,000 square inch pounds of a force. That's
Mhm.
unhuman. Anything that means he hits, he could kill you. And it just shows that even the most dangerous guy could be beaten. That's what I loved about the movie. I didn't like the fight. Yeah, it looked fake as fuck. Because if you're getting hit a bunch of times like those two were, you would have been knocked out in the fourth round. But it
Right.
showed that not everyone's invincible. Like if you look at the story wise, not everybody was invincible, and that's what Rocky Four represented. it represented that the guy could bleed. The guy is human. He's just a man. And
Right.
I love that scene. After the second round of that fight, I love how Apollo's coaching Rocky, I forgot the coach's name. He goes like, you see, you heard him. He's a man. He's not a machine. Like that motivates a fighter like me. Like it pumps me up. Like right now, like if you can see right now, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, remembering that scene. And it just shows that the guy is a man, and that's what I loved about Rocky Four. It showed that no man in this world is invincible. He's not unbeatable. They're all beatable. That's what I loved about Rocky Four. He showed that that Russian is not unbeatable. He could be stopped, and he was, and he got stopped. That's what the story was about. It was about the fact that Rocky could be the guy that could stop an unbeatable guy.
Right. And damn, I just lost my thought. Shit.
Yeah, it's all good. Big Lebowski says,
No,
I thought the Rocky universe was
Where's
ours
the-
very gritty and realistic. I admit, I agree. It was gritty and like, I think the only realistic one was the first two. After the third and the fourth and the fifth, it was getting gritty. Like, the whole Mr. T shit, I feel like that was, like, it made boxing look like a joke. I'm gonna be honest with the Mr. T film.
Yeah.
The fourth one, it was gritty, but it also like it proved what I said earlier. The fifth one with the street fight bullshit, my man, you hit the guy with a garbage can and he still got up and kept punching you. Like that was bullshit because garbage cans hurt. And I could tell you that. I threw a kid to a garbage can in a street fight in middle school. He didn't get up after that. So like that, it was eh. But when they made the sixth one, which it kind of was a redeem for the fifth one, like they wanted to redeem themselves after the fail of the fifth one. The sixth one was more realistic because it showed that the punches were real. It looked real, and it was just an exhibition fight that he had in that one. So I enjoyed the sixth one more than the fifth one. Like the sixth one had more of a story, had more of a plot, and had more emotions to it as a man that feels like he has one gas tank left. Basically, Rocky is a fictional boxing movie, like how Undertaker was in wrestling. They are not going to quit until they're ready to quit. So that's what I loved about the Rocky Six movie. He wanted to retire in his own way, and he did.
Hannibal Lecter. What you thought about those?
Oh,
Hannibal, Red Dragon, Hannibal.
good. Goodbye, horses. Put the lotion on the skin. I love that serial killer. Buffalo Bill is the man. I'm sorry. That motherfucker was sick in the head. But Hannibal, what I loved about Anthony Hopkins in that character, he was the best Hannibal. No one can top him. Not even the series was good. Don't get me wrong. I love the series. But
It was. I loved it.
Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal, that franchise
He's got like
was masterpiece. That's all I gotta say. What I loved about him is that he was not just a cannibal guy. He wasn't just sick in the head. He knew how to get in your head. So simply because he was a psychiatrist. He was a psychologist. He knew how to work with people with mental health. And he was just behind bars. He was behind his prison cell. And he knew the tactics of Buffalo Bill, what he was going to do next, who was his next victim, what did he enjoy. And it's just, I don't consider any Hannibal franchise a horror film. I consider it more as a mystery and as a psychology movie. It teaches you how to get in your victims, but also how to get in your suspect's mind. And that's what I love about the movie. I got to go with Silence of the Lambs. It's my number one favorite movie. And then I got to go with Red Dragon. Red Dragon is my second favorite. And then the Hannibal one is my third.
I want to watch them all through again.
I think I'm going to watch it tonight now. Hello, Clarice. Like, it gives you goosebumps when you hear that. Like, hello, Clarice. And I'm just like, God damn, this nigga's sick. But it's
It's like,
crazy.
hello, Clarice.
I don't, I
Hold
didn't like, I didn't like Julianne Moore though. Julianne Moore as Clarice, she was more like into action instead of the original one. I forgot the original actress that plays Silence on the Lamb.
Foster.
Judy Foster. She showed that she was in the character. I feel like
Right.
Julianne Moore was just forcing the character out. But Judy
Yeah.
Foster, she made that character, Clarice, like, I gotta fucking get into Hannibal's head, but I
Yeah.
also gotta be feared from this man, because this man knows how to get in my head. And that's
Right.
what I love. That's what I loved about the movie. And Red Dragon, man, freaking people gotta understand this guy is so underrated. Edward Norton is a phenomenal actor, and I prefer him doing those type of movies because he just knows how to play a character that dwells with different type of emotions.
The third character.
Like he's not Edward Norton no more. He's that character when he plays all those serious, mysterious suspense movie. He's those people. And Red Dragon was fucking incredible. I love the relationship he had with Anthony Hopkins in that movie. And yeah, the Hannibal franchise. Oh my god, I'm about to watch that movie tonight. Fuck that. That shit is just crazy. Fuck, I'm gonna watch it.
Right? Planet of the Apes. I'll say Planet of the Apes started in 1968, all the way to the last one in 2017.
Was that the last one, 2017?
In the 1970s, I don't particularly really remember. I haven't seen them, since I was
Well,
young, very a young kid. But
hmm
the new series that they made, and 2001, Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and then War for the Planet of the Apes. What do you think about them?
um, I had a conversation with one of my safety securities in my job, and he's a big movie buff. He loves movies, like me. Like we talk about movies. We talk about. He's a wrestling fan too, so we always talk about everything. And he always talks about the original Planet of the Apes series, like the original. He said it like they were the most greatest classic ones. And
Right.
I agree with you on one point. Like I don't really remember. I thought I probably might have seen one with my brother and my dad growing up because they're really into the old movies. But I didn't. I definitely hated the 2001. Like that was fucking horrible. Like I think Mark Wahlberg could have done a different movie instead of doing that movie. you know. But when it came to the newer refresh trilogy ones,
I like.
um, I did like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That to me was fucking crazy. And
He's
then I
a
go like I want to name my son Kaba just because I know my son's gonna be an asshole. And Kaba was a fucking asshole in that movie. That little monkey is a dick. But that movie was so fucking good that it shows that Caesar wants his race to live on, but he also had respect for the humans that respected him. And that's what I love. The War of the Planet of the Apes, I feel like it was forced. It was just getting out of hand. And then all of a sudden there was a new virus that it didn't represent how the original was, because the original one shows that the humans were the slaves instead of divided land.
Mhm.
So it really didn't pick up like how the story should have really been. And Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which is with James Franco, that was really like it was really good because it showed how people, and this is what I talk about with my coworker. Every animals in this world, even primates, are fucking smart as hell. They're smarter than us. And people underestimate that a lot. And what I liked about Rise of the Planet of the Apes, it shows how animals could adapt if they observe properly. And the more you gave them that fucking gene of that virus they gave them to make them more smarter,
Mhm.
you are gonna notice how quick the animals are gonna turn on us because just because they can't talk, they can understand us, and they just want us to understand them. That's the main thing about these animals. And that's what I loved about Rise of Planet 8. It showed how realistically how the world could turn around if we make these animals smart, especially primates, because primates are fucking geniuses, animals. And but like out of the franchise, out of all of them, I give it a 6. Like I'll watch them, but I wouldn't be a type of guy that'll be like, yo, I gotta watch this movie again. Like no, I'll just watch it, and I have to be in the mood to watch it.
It's mediocre. Yeah, yeah. I feel you on that.
Hmm.
So, what about Star Trek? Oh, shit. I don't know what to do. My fucking hands are killing me right now, but
I feel you. I thought you were doing Vader time. I feel like it was just I feel like it was like their own version of Star Wars. It was just like, that's how I look at Star Trek. I look at Star Trek like a bullshit Star Wars. It's that,
definitely, it came out in like the original motion picture anyway, came out in 1979, which is a few years after the original Star Wars movie.
I feel like, but without Star Wars, I'm gonna be honest, without Star Wars, there wouldn't be no Star Trek. Let's just put it that way. So,
Right.
so because of Star Wars, Star Trek became what Star Trek is. I wouldn't, like, I never paid mind to it. I used to watch the series. They used to have a series of it, and they were pretty good. But it wasn't there living the hype the way how Star Wars was.
They've had
So
3 movies since 1979 for that. I used to watch the series as well, the original series, because my mom used to watch. When you're a kid,
you
whatever
gotta watch everything.
you're gonna watch. And I got into it. I loved it. Captain
I'd rather,
Kirk and Spock were my guys.
let me just put it this way. I'd rather watch Star Trek with my parents than fucking telenovela with my parents. so you were lucky on that. But yeah, Star Trek didn't catch my attention as much because like I said, it felt like their own version of Star Wars. Like they try to compete with it, and it just, I don't know. You can't compete with Star Wars. Star Wars is like technically God, and Star Trek is just a regular mortal being. Like God is gonna squash that. Like that's how I felt. What a good franchise.
This is gonna make you laugh. The Muppets.
Bye. I don't want to talk about that at all. I hated the Muppets. Especially that green motherfucker. He was creepy. Like I looked at him like, yo, why is that? I think Kermit was creepy. And Piggy, that little Piggy, that bitch was a pedophile. She wanted to fuck anything that moves.
Kermit.
Huh?
I said Miss Piggy is more creepy than Kermit.
No, but Kermit, it's just, he looked creepy, especially that talk and that laugh, like, her guys, like, her, like that shit. Get the fuck away from me when you laugh like that. Get out. Bye. No. Hey, Gizmo. Some of the nose.
There's a wrestling podcaster. I forget his name at the moment, but he sounds just like Kermit. And I'd be like, Chris listens to him, and I'll be like, how do you listen to this guy? His fucking voice is annoying as fuck.
I think I know what you're talking about, too.
Yeah, he does a podcast with Conan. I forgot his fucking name, man.
Yo, my God. I'm sorry. If he's watching, my bad, but I had to laugh at you.
I'm not gonna front. The Muppet Babies, as a kid, I didn't miss a motherfucking episode. The animated series, I loved it.
Well, you see, I didn't get into the Muppets. I was more when I was around that age when people were watching the Muppets, Barney, Teletubbies, and all that shit, I was watching anime because my brother was a huge anime fan. So I really never got into the Muppets. And maybe I watch it when I was like is in kindergarten or preschool when they put a film. But
Yeah.
but when I watch it, those fuckers creep the crap out of me. I'm like, who the fuck are these little bastards? I'd rather watch the Gremlins than them. That's
Have you ever seen a Muppet Christmas Carol? That's my absolute favorite.
I'm sorry.
I'm a big fan of the Christmas Carol franchise because they've made so many different renditions of that particular story.
Yeah.
And the Muppet one is just, I don't know, since I was a kid, I just loved it. But I also like
Yeah.
me that are more darker, more serious. I definitely love the Christmas Carol storyline. The whole, going back to the past and the future and making a choice. And I loved it.
I'm gonna have to watch it just to know.
But it's funny. It's funny with the Muppets, though. I'm telling you, smoke a blunt and watch it.
She said smoke a blunt. For what? So I could think Miss Piggy was hollering at me, which she probably would, but
We know she a hoe. She a fat hoe.
that's why I didn't like it, because that bitch represented the whole. She was the original Cardi B, alright? She was wearing a fake ass nail, big ass titties, and if we don't see the bottom part, she probably got a big ass we didn't know about.
Come on, you be seeing, you buy pennies that be out that ass.
No, that's crazy. Well, the
Okay,
franchise.
I'm gonna mention this franchise, but I know absolutely nothing about it. I just want to see if you do. So if it's any good, I'll check it out. The whole Millennium series with the girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl who played with fire, the girl who kicked the hornet's nest, and they got the girl within the spider's web. It's a
Oh, I never seen it. Never seen it. I was never into it. It didn't catch my attention.
right. I know a couple of people that say it was good, but not a couple of people enough for me to watch it.
Yeah, I feel you. If everyone would tell me, I'd watch it. But if no one told me, nah.
Here's a good one.
Let's hear
Batman.
it.
Let's start with the original, 1966.
What? That's the best one. Even though it was funny, even though they were making it funny, but think about it. The film it shows how that generation was. You had to be serious, but you had to I like when they punch and then you see this, kapow! Like, come on, that's awesome. Like that made my childhood awesome.
Yeah. That made me love the show. That's why I love the original show.
Even though
Because
Robin looked kind of gay, like,
Cesar Romero as the Joker was godlike.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
He made the entire show. But Batman and Robin were cool. The whole kick, pow, crash, bump. It's iconic. You love it. And it's only brings nostalgia when you still watch it to this day. Because I definitely, when I see it on TV, I sit down and I watch
Facts.
it. Who you think is the best Batman ever?
Ooh, man, are we going with like what the 1989 till now?
I'll say top three. What's your top three?
Top three. Damn it, you fucking put me on the spot. I know I'm gonna have a lot of haters right now. Fuck yeah, alright? Fight me if y'all don't like my top three. Number one, definitely Michael Keaton. Definitely Michael Keaton.
That's my number one too.
My number two, as much as people always battle with him, but I gotta go with Christian Bale. He did Batman justice. Yeah, the voice, I think he did too much with it, but he
Everybody
showed
says that, but he did the damn thing still. I
he
still love
showed he showed that Batman is human, but he showed that Batman is also intelligent. Like he knew how to figure it out as a detective, but also as the Dark Knight.
it. Right.
My third one, I'm sorry, it's definitely not Ben Affleck. I really couldn't take him seriously with Batman. I think it's because of the fail he had with Daredevil. I just couldn't take him seriously as any superhero. I just can't picture him as a superhero. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he did an amazing job as an older Bruce Wayne, but as
Yeah.
a Batman, I couldn't buy it. It just couldn't sell for me. I don't know. Spoiler alert! I finally saw Adam West. Is definitely my third one. There you go,
I was waiting for that.
Adam West. But Adam West is definitely my top three because Val Kilmer kind of ruined the franchise a little bit for me after he replaced Michael Keaton. George Clooney is just like Ben Affleck. I can
Yeah.
see him as a great actor, amazing actor, but not as a superhero. I cannot see him as a superhero guy. Even though I went to the movies and I bought the VHS. Yeah, that's how old I am. Leave me alone. I used to watch Batman and Robin because I think Chris O'Donnell did a fucking amazing job as a Robin. I think he fit the character as a Robin, but not as Dick Grayson. I feel like he was more as Tim. Like I think he could have played a Tim Robin instead of Dick Grayson Robin. The villain, if I had to go with the villains, Meg, my homie Meg, our homies, if I had to go with the best villain, hold on,
She's in
who's
the
on? Who's on?
That's
Megan, I'm trying to switch it. I'm driving.
You gotta get a Batmobile.
I know, girl. Did y'all see me? Ah.
Yeah, has anyone ever told you that video chatting and driving is not safe?
You just can't look at the screen.
I can see your gas and your mileage. Damn.
Maybe. Who do you think is the best Batman?
Oh Lord, I ain't even gonna say it. I like the Joker. I like the evil one.
Who?
I like the evil one. I like the Joker. I didn't watch the Batman. I watched like Joker.
No, but basically she's trying to see like who was the best actor that played Batman in all the franchise.
Who is your favorite Batman?
I think George Clooney was probably the like most believable because he is so cool, calm, and collected.
That's a first. That is a first.
I honestly wish he would have done 007. I wish he would have done.
I mean, he wasn't terrible, but that's definitely a first.
But I liked him. I liked him. I think I forgot the
Okay.
name.
Respect your opinion.
He's the easy one.
What happened to the fourth person on Super Junior?
He's an easy one. Who was the worst Batman? I'm gonna have to say
Robert Pattinson, I'm sorry.
it was Rob. It was Rob.
I'm sorry. Oh, you
I'm
fuckers.
so sorry because I'm a fan of you as an actor, bro. But Batman's
Which
not
one?
cheap. Do not accept any more Batman roles. Don't do it.
Which one the fucking was it?
Maybe if you want to play a fairy or some shit or another vampire, go for it.
Well, I just wanted to
Oh,
copy it.
no.
I don't want your ticket. I just wanted to copy it. Say hey.
Okay, better yet. All right, out of all the franchise, I know everyone is gonna say that. I know we're probably gonna have the same answer, but who was the best villain out of all the franchise? Your top three. You gotta go with top three.
Jim Carrey was for me.
I need to read the Penguin.
I love Jim Carrey.
For me, it was the Joker of Heath Ledger. The Joker of Heath Ledger.
Oh, Heath Ledger, yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Jack Nicholson did an amazing job as the original Joker, but
He
a
was
lot of people,
he was genius and he had two girls.
That's it.
That
but
was genius that he
people,
had two girls. His
but
personality.
here's the thing: people never gave this person a credit because I think she did a phenomenal job. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. That was my Catwoman.
The transformation was the shit.
The,
Way
thank
better
you.
than Zoe Kravitz. I'm sorry.
She did.
Zoe
And Anne Hathaway was horrible. Anne Hathaway was horrible. But Michelle Pfeiffer is my Catwoman.
Oh yeah, Anne Hathaway. I don't know how they pick such a vanilla bitch to play Catwoman. Like that's like making Martha Stewart. That's like making Martha Stewart a Catwoman.
But don't get me wrong. Danny DeVito as the Penguin was good because he had the size for it and everything. But for the new Batman film,
and because it's just
but for the new Batman film, Colin Farrell did actually decent. Like I could picture him playing that character for a while. If he puts more work into it, I feel like he could.
He's not in the top though.
He's not in the top, but I'm saying like if he worked harder on it, I think he could pull it off.
But you gotta understand, those movies and stuff like that, it's like there have been so many times where they've had costume and everything set up, and then once the director hits action, he'll be like, stop. And they'll recast the whole damn movie because it looks fun in casting, but when you have the costume and everything, they're like, oh, hell no, this is not what I start looking all over again. And you know those movies are like in the double digits of millions with budgets. So that's like, and you got to refile insurance on everybody?
What's
Yeah.
what's the next franchise?
Huh?
I'll bring one last one up because then after that we're gonna close this up.
Cool.
Any ones at the top of your minds?
There's one I can think about it because I'm looking at it right here on my little TV stand. What about the Transformer franchise? They made box office. Most of them.
I think they stopped making good movies a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. They haven't. It's been a lot of backlash on the last few movies they've done. It's a lot of they suck or they're too long and they suck for this reason. I still like to watch them because our childhood. They make most of the movies because of our childhood. Being that apparently the movie industry cannot make anything new or come up with a new story. I don't know. But they like to remake our childhood favorites.
Yeah. We all like that feeling of like, oh, I remember when. Like, I ain't even go front. I hate Pocahontas. But it was a part of my childhood.
She's like, I love that movie. She's like, I love that movie, but fuck that movie too, like that movie is shit. Nah, it is true. That's the thing about Hollywood. It just I feel like they ran out of ideas. Like, I get it. You remake it because even though they were our generation movies, but they're also showing the younger audience now, the generation now of these movies that we grew up watching. But it's just not the same. Like me, I enjoy the Transformer franchise, most of them, not all of them. But like for instance, even horror movies. Let's look at the horror movies. 90% out of all of them are remakes after remakes after remakes. Like,
they're boring. They're not scary. They're boring.
Sorry, Mama, what you said?
They're not even scary no more. They're more boring.
Yeah.
Like, they're more focused on the blood and all that stuff, but like forgetting the storyline. Like, yeah, I can be scared, but I also want to think through this. Like, okay, why did they do this or why did they do that? Like, you could be a strategic psycho. Like, that's okay. that's fine, but everything is so bored. This generation is so like
And,
they don't remember the next 5 seconds. So that's
and,
why
and,
they have to pump them out so fast.
and you know what it is too is that also the film industry they're getting so depending on the fucking CGI as well. Like they're trying to make it as realistic as possible, but it's not real.
Yeah.
Like that's why I enjoy. Like think about it. You know what's coming out next year that I never thought they will ever try to remake this? They are remaking The Exorcist, the Linda Blair one. They're remaking
Yeah.
it next year. They're making it next year, like how the original one was.
It's an example of another franchise they can't let go. It's got to
Yeah.
keep trying.
Like
Yeah.
the first one was the best one.
I understand their point of thinking. They're thinking people want to see this. People want to see their childhood shit come on screen. Okay, but can you live up to it?
Yeah.
That is the biggest question. Can you live up to it? But like, I went to the house and the stairs. That shit was creepy. That shit was
But if you
creepy
know
when I
you're
went to
not
the
gonna
house.
live up to it, don't put me in the paper. Leave it alone. There are certain things that you just need to leave alone. Just
It's true. Like how many? Like think about it. How many Scream movies? Like I enjoy the Scream franchise, but how many are there now?
Yeah.
I enjoy the Halloween franchise. How many are there now? Like it's just getting to the point. Like stop. We don't need.
I
Like,
was like, y'all really want me to believe that Jamie Lee Curtis, AARP ass, is gonna be chasing my girl around? Y'all really want me to believe that? Y'all really want me to believe that?
I love y'all. I gotta stop this now. Thank you for joining us. You already know Megan. Thanks for stopping by. You're awesome.
y'all appreciate it.
Subscribe to BMF Goddess on YouTube. And thank you for being here. May the force be with y'all.
May the four be with ya. Peace out. Don't follow me.